All right. So we're opening up the front garden file, and as you can probably see, let's see. As you can see, I basically design everything before I build it, and it really works out fantastic. I mean, these tiles came out like the perfect tile, and the steps came out, and yeah, when you I recommend this to anyone who wants to be a builder or 3D modeler, or if you just want to plan anything. SketchUp is just a really great tool. So what we're looking at right now, this was my initial design, and it mimics the other treehouse design in that it's hexagonal, and it's got a really cool sort of pizza shape in that it's 6 segments. But the problem I'm anticipating, which I don't, I suspect will be a problem, is I'm looking at this design, and it's pretty complex. Even though it's modular, it's incredibly complex, and there's a lot of cuts and a lot of welds. So what I want to do is redesign it to be more simple, to see if we can minimize the amount. So I like to think about design. So what I thought would be cool with this design is in each piece you could have horizontal. This would be your decking, and you would just stagger it like so. You know, and then you could do that and chop it, and it would be on each piece. But I think we want to make these tree houses for, maybe we could sell them for $3,000, but we don't want them to cost $3,000 to make. So I was looking at this, and it's basically like it looks like a fucking spaceship. So let's see if we can't do something better. So we're still going to use the same material. We're going to use 2 foot bar, but we'll bring the ladder with us. We're going to try, instead of a hexagon, because that's 1, 2, 3. It's like 6 welds initially. Maybe we'll try a square in diamond formation. I was thinking a triangle or a triangle. But let's try square and see how that goes. So diamond. So it's gonna split here and here. Let's see how this goes. So this is a group, and what we're going to do is grow the perimeter. So I'm pressing the perimeter button, got the whole thing selected, click it, drag out. Oh, let's drag the opposite way. All right, and then if you look in the bottom right hand corner, it says a distance. I'm going to hit the number 2 with my finger, and that's going to push out the perimeter, and press enter, and then that locks in the perimeter growth by 2 inches. So we can delete that. We can press L to select pencil, and then click the points and connect them. And it snaps too, so it's really easy. Okay. So that would be our 4 bars. So we want to maintain the amount of walking room. So let's see what happens. Let's stick it out 2'6". And as always, 1 inch on each side. and I'm just pressing numbers on the keyboard. And right now, I'm holding Shift to lock it to the line, which is really useful. But yeah, this program is really just point and click. It's really easy. So let's see. If we do that, that's 2'6". Let's see what happens. Okay. What distance is that? 3'9". That's really quite big. Yeah, why not, eh? So the idea is that I haven't checked the metal prices or anything, but the idea is that it is going to be cheaper to pay for less cuts than it is to pay for less cuts and welds than it is to pay for the metal itself. I'm just clicking and then deleting and all of that jazz. So this is pretty cool. I mean, maybe a square treehouse would be cooler than a hexagon. So what I'm seeing initially, like right just with this is this is going to be immediately 2/6, I guess, less cuts and welds, because instead of 6 sides, it's 4 sides. So it's already looking like a pretty good idea. Let's see. So make sure all our angles are good. Yeah, going through. So the obvious thing we could do, I'm assuming that flat welds are also easier to do than connecting points here. Easier to do than like weird cut welds. So I'm going to try and maximize the amount of straight line cuts. So I just connected these to create a point of origin, because then I can click the rotate button and see how I have this piece selected here. Now if you tap Control, once with that selected, you can click in the middle to set your anchor point, which is where your piece will rotate around, and then click the point, the drag point. So I like to pick right in the middle. I mean, it doesn't matter, but you can pick anywhere. And then you can just hit that, and if you look in the bottom, you can see the angle changing. So I just like to press N at 9, 0 for 90, and then enter. And you can just do that a couple more times. Control, remember Control for copy. If you don't, then you end up attaching it, right? Which is kind of weird, but you don't want that. So we've got 4 quarters. Yeah, let's see how it looks. So I'm gonna do this 2, and then oh, that's wrong. Okay, 1 inch on that side. Oh no, it is 2. It is 2, because so we're working with 2-inch angle iron, which I guess if we're building this thing in 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of the pie, then they're going to be, yeah, it just depends where you want the pieces to butt. And I think, I was going to say these pieces should butt. Yeah, let's see here. Let's just see what happens. The other consideration is we would like to stagger the welds if possible, because yeah, for the obvious reasons of strength, because if you have one singular crack point, well, let's see anyway. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing. Rotate, control, and then if you really want to be sneaky, you just click both, and rotate, and then click anywhere, and you can just press control to copy, and then 180, and that will flip around on the other side. All that's left is to draw the perimeter. So go in from the outside to there, and obviously we'll want that bar to extend. Cool. That looks pretty good. Let's delete this little piece. Okay, and then let's pretend we're putting decking. We're going to want it to attach the decking probably 10 inches on, no, maybe a foot on center. I've never attached decking to metal before, but who knows? Maybe it's the same. We'll find out. Mine was to just drill some holes in it maybe, and attach it with stainless steel screws. Oh, yeah, that actually brings up its own consideration. I don't think you're supposed to attach stainless to galvanized, to zinc. I'm not sure though. Okay, so I'm going to send this over 4 feet. Yeah. So I just drew a line there to cut it all off. And I'm going to do the same here. Point to point, really small bit, and then all the way across. And that's going to do that. Okay, so I will click an area. What I want to do now is actually make these. I want to clean this up a bit. Clean up the pieces we're not using. Cool. Does that make sense? Let's see how that works. Okay, so let's explode this whole thing. The reason I've done that is I actually want to make this now because that was just so easy. So I'm going to select it, click move, and then I'm going to drag it up and press control, and that's going to copy it. Actually, I think it might, yeah, I'm going to do multiple at once. I haven't tried this before, but 1, 2, anything that's not connected, 3, 4, 5, make sure you've got the area selected now. So nothing's touching. There's no competing stuff here. I'm going to drag it, click it, and then press Control. That releases it. Hold Shift on the blue, and then elevate it. And then what I'm going to do is press P for push, and I'm just simply going to push them all down 2 inches. So push, drag, 2, enter. Click, drag, 2, enter. Click. Anyway, and it's just so quick to do it this way. Once you have a good command of the numbers and the enter button, then yeah, and then you can double click, triple click, make it a component, enter. Triple click, make component, enter. And the reason, let's get just to talk components. Components are your best friend. That means pieces. So like it's almost like a template piece. So when you do give these plans to, okay. Yeah, so this piece is actually the same as this piece. So yeah, let's delete. So you always want to have the minimum amount of components, because then your model can do like nifty things like calculate how many you need to make to fulfill orders and stuff. So I'm just going to click these 2 components, and we're going to duplicate them because it's really just it's the same on the other side. So I'm going to do, let's see, midpoint and then 180 degrees after copying with Control. And then you'll notice, just because I had a weird point there, it's a little below. So I'm going to move up 2 inches. And I think that should be right. But what we can do is we can test it. So drag left to select all. And then we're going to shift down all the way to the thing, and to the map. And then let's see how it matches on. Yep, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to do the same for the exterior piece. 2 pieces that aren't touching. Oh, and these are actually mirror versions of themselves too. Okay, cool, huh? So we're just really successful today. 2, right? And then component. Always clean it up before you start messing with stuff. Okay, and then click that, click the component. I like to get it in one go if I'm feeling slick, but I don't think we're gonna do that today. So, oh yeah, so my thing was not on the right axis, so it needs to be, yes, just like that. And then looks like we actually have a line there too, so we want to clean that up. Oh look, bunch of lines. Let's clean all these up. Cool. And then connect it. All right, good. And then the last piece. Control, blue axis, and just so it's easy, push down 2 inches. Push down 2 inches. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so looks like we got remains here to clean up. And here we can drag. So click and drag right, and that selects everything inside the box. It's capturing some of those lines. Okay, since it was broken up, but we can easily connect those. Yep, So now we have a full shape. No problems. We gotta clear it up over here too. So I could probably clean up my technique here, but I haven't really thought about this. All right, so that's a component. Enter. The reason I don't name components, I guess I should get into it, but yeah, I just don't, because for naming conventions, it's really, you know, it might, I think perhaps I would do it with the place I would name them is when I give the plans to the actual welder. I don't know. You know what? I think I am gonna start naming components. I can't think of a good reason not to, because in SketchUp you can actually generate pretty much everything you want from the program. You can just export materials lists. So yeah, it's a good practice. I'll get into it. Let's see. Click all these pieces, and I am going to make this one big component. So this is a component made up of components. So pretty nifty. Then triple click on the outside. I want to save this origin piece because I want to be clever. So I'm going to hold shift and deselect just this origin piece. Press delete. Ooh. Shoot. Fuck it. I'm just going to drag to the left and then delete that. Yeah. Delete that. I'm just shift and deselecting it because I'm being lazy. But okay. Let's rotate this around point. So clicking it, click it in the middle, press Control for copy. See, it just moves right now. Oh, actually, let's clean this up. Move it right. Just all right. 4 feet above model, and then I'm going to delete these pieces here. I'm going to group this so I can just delete it after. All right, move that down 4 feet. So I'm holding shift. There. Okay. I'm a terrible teacher. Click it, and you're going to rotate it around 90 degrees. I wish rotate was on R. I bet if you would really get into it, you can start binding your hotkeys, which is something I should do. But again, I like to spend as little time on the software as possible. Oh wow. All right, so that's that. So that actually looks like a lot less. That is a lot simpler. It's not quite as cool, but yeah, it's definitely less work, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pieces per segment. Whereas here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 6, 42. 42, and then this is 9 times 4. So 36. So it's not really that many less pieces as I thought. I wonder why. Yeah, it's not really as fewer pieces as significant savings. But I guess the angles will be easier because it's easier to work with 45s than it is to work with 60 degrees and 30 degrees. let's continue nonetheless. So with that deleted, these here, we can, this is basically how I'm thinking to attach it around the tree. Tree in the middle, and it will sit on the tire and attach to the chain. All right. Well, that's some good work for now. I'm going to go make a coffee, and when I come back, we will make the benching.